Pretty crazy around.
That's Tim McGraw this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA with Lon Helton, Friday afternoons 1 to 4, right here at Big O Country and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. It's vacation time, and that means fun in the sun. Make sure you don't burn in the sun with a visit to Falston Pharmacy on Highway 18 North in Falston. The Falston Pharmacy has all of your sun tanning products, including sunscreen, tanning lotions, and oil. And outdoor adventures could result in poison ivy. See them for your poison ivy medications. Be prepared. Be ready for your sun and the fun vacation. See Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, for your vacation, sun, and the fun needs.
And good morning. Welcome back. Part 2 of our community profile program today. Milton Baker along with you here in the studio and in the TV studio. You can watch on ktcbroadcasting.com this interview this morning. We've got Kevin Hastings, Evan Ludwig in there, Andre Bush, and our special guest today, Mr. Ralph Roberts. And Kevin, guys, take it away.
Hey, welcome. Well, Milton, you're involved fully in this interview here with with Ralph and Andre, and we'll welcome Mr. Ralph Roberts to the show. Welcome back to Cherville, North Carolina, Ralph.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. Let's put your put this mic as close as we can.
Gotcha.
You doing good? Ralph, former Cherville High School and Cherville Post 100 athlete, and so-called, we'll call him our little Cherville, our star here in Cherville. Played 3 sports, high school, of course, American Legion baseball. Went to the World Series, played in the World Series in the American Legion World Series. And from there, I'll let you tell real quick your journey in your baseball life into where you are now, so the fans and then listeners and everybody know what's going on with you.
All right. Yeah, I left here, gosh, it seemed like so long ago, in 1998. And went on to Lenoir Community College, which is a junior college in Kinston, North Carolina. Finished my 2 years there, then went on to the University of North Carolina and was lucky enough to sign with the Atlanta Braves and spent 7 years in their organization, and then went and played independent ball 3 years after that. And then I started my personal training career in Amarillo, Texas. And
so you're a personal trainer right now, and you were featured in a pretty famous magazine.
Yeah, I'm the director of personal training at our place at the Downtown Athletic Club. And let's see, last year I got Men's Health number 9 Trainer of the Year, and this year I'm up for National Trainer of the Year. So,
wow, congratulations!
It's all right.
And Andre Bush is here on the show. You guys grew up together in the neighborhood, and it's one of the reasons I brought him in here. We all kind of grew up a little bit together. You guys are a lot closer than I was. I played on some of your teams. And I remember we and Dad did broadcast your games. You know, when a Cherville team back in the day would go to a state playoff tournament or something, we'd go to your game. So Dad and Milton would go to the game. So I remember all your Little League games, man. So I know a lot of people remember high school and this. So I remember way back all kinds of things. Of course, Andre here growing up, and you guys talk a little bit about real quick. You know, what did you guys used to do? I mean, you guys grew up in the neighborhood. So how do you go from growing up here in Cherville, playing down at the park every day, and what kind of things did you guys do? And then that led to being to where you are today. I mean, you were drafted in baseball, drafted in Major League Baseball, and now you're looking at Athletic Trainer of the Year across the nation.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, one of the first questions you asked me when I came in, do I talk to anybody? And I was like, it's one person that I've basically talked to every time I'm at home, and that's Andre. So not just with me, with my brother, my cousin, family. Gosh, you can say we still kick it and do a lot of things together whenever I'm at home.
So still do.
It's good.
Now Andre, you guys did a lot of basketball back in the day down the park growing up. Now you've seen a lot of basketball down there. Now you say you've got the best jump shot in Freedom history. Now that's what I'm told, Ralph. He said jumper. Now he didn't say game or anything like that, but he said if anybody wants to play horse, everybody was afraid of Mr. Bush. Now Now, you was pretty good. You've played with some Cherville legends down there. You got any other names that might be able to compete with Andre on that level?
Well, I know he used to stay down there a little bit later, so it might have been that.
He was working on his
It
jump
might-
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, I was working on my bank
You
shot.
was working on your curveball. He's over here making jumpers in.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got to make sure you got that trick shot to get you that win.
That's it.
You got to get the edge on everybody.
Now, what did you learn down there playing with the guys and everything that you can? You ever go back to those days in your playing professional days? Compare like, man, I remember doing stuff like this growing up. You know, whether it be Cherville Little League or down at the park playing basketball. Growing up as a child and as a kid here in Cherville.
Well, it was, I tell even with my kids or when I get asked to go and speak at these different places, I did things not for that trophy or that MVP. That's in our neighborhood. That's what everybody did. We just competed.
Right.
So when it was basketball season, we did basketball stuff. Football, flag football or kind of tackle, and then baseball. We would set up basically a baseball field inside of the park.
Yeah.
And it was just what sport was going on at that time, that's what we did. It wasn't how some we compete for, that trophy or, these things. We just did it because everybody in the neighborhood, it was that time.
Right.
It was that time of the year.
All right, so you got up in the high school. You guys, how many state championships rings do you got total in Cherville? Not it's high school and American Legion.
1, 2, 3. I have 3, and I still got a sad taste of the one that we lost my junior year to Southwest Guilford.
Right.
I still got a sad taste
As
of
a
that,
97.
man. 'Cause it was that close, and I just remember sitting there after the game and just really that feeling of defeat.
He's got
I
3
never-
rings. You can tell it just burns.
Yeah,
Can't
you remember that name off the top.
Yeah,
my hand's awful light. I ain't got no rings on my hand.
I remember
But
sitting
that's a
there, and
competitor right there.
it was tough. It was tough, and just really sitting there and just understanding that that season was over. So it gave a little bit of motivation to go into that Legion season and that. And I honestly, I think I took like a week off, and I never do things like that. And I took a week off just to kind of regroup, and I never wanted to feel that feeling again.
Right.
And that senior year, we did drop down, a level, but gosh, we were on a mission, not just me, but as a team, because that was a tough one to lose.
Right.
That was a tough one.
Ralph, I'd like to
Go ahead,
ask
Bill. Anytime,
talking about your Legion career now. In 1997, when you guys won the state, I think you entered the playoffs that year as a very low, like number 23 or 24 seed.
Okay.
The regular season, got off to a rocky start. Players weren't all there and
Yes.
stuff. But once you got it rolling, people were, just here comes this number 23 or 24 seed,
Yeah.
and you go all the way to the state tournament. What kind of reaction were you getting from the other teams and other fans around when they'd say, well, here comes this, we can beat this team?
Yeah. Well, growing up, we always had a good group of guys, even with the guys from, I'll say, different schools. We had a good group of guys that compete. We had a great conference. We had a really good conference. And, gosh, we knew we would do well. So it wasn't like one of those things that surprised us. It was just whenever it was just going to click. And Coach Reynolds would always do a good job of giving us the freedom to just go and compete, play, nonstop, not just at the game, but, how you practice, how you take BP, how you show up to the field, or are you ready to play? And he gave us the freedom to just go and just compete. And, we had something to prove.
Yeah.
We had a chip on our shoulder, and it all worked out. It all worked out great.
Yeah.
I don't think we were that mature team that we were in '98, just because that '98 team, we were not scared of anything.
Yeah.
We wanted to come in and set the tone and just dominate. But that '97 team, we were still kind of right on that bubble, and we knew that going into that next year was going to be awesome.
And that '97 season, that was the Wayne County series, and I think it was Game 6. You guys won the state down at Wayne County, and I'll always remember my broadcast partner at that time, Richard Howe.
Yes.
He coined a phrase that I guess stuck through the '97 after the state win and on through the '98 season. it's Ralph Roberts time. When you took the mound to finish that game out, it's Ralph Roberts time.
No, it was fun. Those were some fun times, and we did. It wasn't just me. We had a great team, and those older guys that we kind of looked up to. My sophomore season that were, juniors and seniors around that time. It all worked.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
Well, one thing, and what Ralph's talking about, and I said I was going to say something about the younger years. How many guys on your 12-year-old teams were actually still on your high school team? I mean, it's almost the whole team, wasn't it? I mean,
yes,
that's the camaraderie that you guys
had.
Yeah,
that all-star team that we had. I mean, we would go to the state, 11-year-old and 12-year-old and compete. But that was the same group. We went from there to senior league to, junior high team and to high school team. So it was, we'd hear some good things about, our group that was coming. But it was a great older group of guys, that we had, that we were able to look up to and, with those things. But deep down, we always wanted to beat them. So it was good.
Well, you guys made the World Series in '98. I remember, and you was talking about Coach Reynolds. I remember sitting in his wife's classroom trying to learn about science, just praying that somebody would fix your finger.
Yeah.
Tell
that
me
was
about the finger in the picture.
well. I wish I had a baseball right now. But on the high school balls, the seams are like a little bit higher.
Right.
So I started learning how to push off this middle finger and basically control, my slider going here, my two seam there, or just fast, or my four seam, and it just flick. So it started putting a hole like right on my finger, and I mean it hurt. I mean it was just down. I mean all the way down, all the skin was gone. So I forgot who it was, but they're like, okay, well, if you put some super glue on it.
That sounds like Coach Reynolds, doesn't it?
That is a terrible fix.
You put some super glue on it like it's good. So it was like one of those big fans that was there, and in between innings, I would come over and, more super glue.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that not once with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, they brought the super glue out for you?
I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. I don't know the rules from all of those things.
I didn't mean to put on the baseball. I meant to pat your finger up.
You can. It's some more little tricks you could use. I had a good pitching coach there, Bruce Dow Canton, and he always said, a little baseball trick. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right. Little NASCAR on the business mound. Is that
well, guys, Ralph Roberts is our guest here on the Community Profile. For those of you just tuning in, if you want to watch the interview, it's on ktcbroadcasting.com live right now, and it'll be there later on saved.
As soon as we get done, Smoke, our very very good new employees, already broke a couple of things here as soon as Ralph walked in the door. But he's supposed to post the video up on YouTube. We'll have that on Facebook and everything. You guys can watch that later. Ralph can go back and share it for all of his friends on Facebook. We're talking about pitching and everything. You went to college, you pitched, you pitched in the minors, in this independent league. But for anyone from Cherryville that ever saw you play, pitching isn't the first thing they bring up. They bring up that bat of yours, and a lot of people will say, a lot of people will say it's the best bat they've ever seen around here in the area. And I'm telling you, we hear it from other towns and other things that he's the best hitter we've seen. And they don't even mention the pitching, but he went to pitch. They can bring up Millwood and Sanders and Mason and everybody else, but there's only one person when they talk hitting.
Yeah, and because I did.
We talked. What would you say? Over 100 home runs. Your 98 team, guys, in American Legion. Now, what was it last year? Somebody, the whole team had 5 or something. Led one of the states, I think. And I'm like,
Ralph
had that in a weekend series against Caldwell County. He had more than that against Caldwell County in the series. I'd imagine.
It was good because, some forget. I got drafted 4 times. I got drafted out of high school my freshman year, my sophomore year, and then my junior year out of UNC.
Who all did you get drafted for before you went to the Braves? Tampa, wasn't it? Did Tampa do it twice? Or
San Diego out of high school, Padres. Freshman year, Tampa Bay. Sophomore year, Arizona Diamondbacks. And
it was one of those purple teams or something.
And then the Braves. But it was good. It was one of those things with just hitting. It was all I knew I was very gifted to just come in and just slow things down. You know, I was very driven to not just try to be good, but to try to be great and just compete.
Right.
You know, and I'll say my sophomore year, remember Coach Jones put me at leadoff, and he's like, I just want you to get on base. But my mentality was, okay, so they're going to throw a first pitch strike, so just attack it. And I think I hit like 10 first pitch home runs that year. But they just, would just throw it
He
there.
said, just get on base.
Yeah.
Just still on base.
Just get on base. And they would just throw a first pitch strike, and I mean, it was there. And then by my senior year, it all just clicked, especially in Legion ball. And then it just got to the point to where they would challenge, but mentally I was in my zone to where I could slow it down, and I knew how to do the research on the pitchers. Like if they did this, last series to me, they're going to probably do it again.
Right.
And I could go the other way, very easily, right center, and just let it get a little deeper than it's supposed to. And gosh, then it started turning into, okay, well, let me see if I can hit it over to Jim.
Right.
Now,
when he says that, guys, he's right-handed, and the Jim is in right field.
Yeah, so it was fun, and
Let's see if I can hit it over to Jim. I don't think I've hit 2 balls over that fence in my life, and he's talking about, let's see if I can hit it over to Jim opposite field.
You were talking about Ralph's, people remembering him and talking about all the, almost 20 years ago. But down at Zebulon this year, Ralph, for the state championship, one of the folks who works at the stadium, I guess it was, how many years ago you guys were at Zebulon?
18.
Yeah, they were talking about Ralph Roberts at Zebulon this year.
The ball hit in center field.
The guy remembered you. The guy
remembered.
remembered.
I've seen hit. I don't know if he remembers that one. It landed at the fire department if it had been in Cherville today.
Yeah.
When he hit in center field.
So that Zebulon baseball park's been pretty good to Cherville High School.
Yes, I remember that, and it was,
well,
going
they said
there.
the ball just landed, Ralph, this year. When they got there, they landed.
Good. Good.
It came all the way back around, and it landed, and that's how they remembered it.
Good. No, that was a great series, and gosh, I think that first game, gosh, I think I hit three home runs that series, but you'd always hear about the Mudcats and that, and I've never been to the Mudcat Stadium. So, as a high school kid, the thing, you just want to hit a home run in these big stadiums. And we got there, we saw the scoreboard, and I remember warming up and just kind of looking, like, gosh, I can get one out of here. I can get one.
Huge,
but at that time, we could use like the negative fives, and like now it's like -3, which is the weight on the bats. But with that -5, I mean, you could hurt somebody with that. Oh man, you could hurt somebody with that. But I got one over the scoreboard, and I got one center field. But still, probably my favorite one was when we played out in the national championship in Las Vegas. And gosh, it would be guys competing, and that's the thing that you have to break down with baseball. I mean, everybody has these egos, so they're going to challenge you. And, you can get, guys like Josh Hamilton, those guys, they try to set people up for that big hit, like in the 9th inning. They might strike out 3 times, but then that last at bat, you've thrown that slider to them, 3 times, struck them out, and then they set you up, and boom, they're ready for it. But, pitchers, the really good pitchers, everybody has those egos, and they're going to challenge you. So it's just best if you don't miss your pitch, you go for it. So, I think it was a guy throwing around 93 or so. And, I could see it. I knew what he was going to do. So I just kind of sat on the fastball and just tried to unload on it. And, I didn't miss it. So it was good. It was good.
Did you feel anything in your hands in that one? You just feel like you're swinging air.
It's just fine.
They're one of those smooth ones.
Well, the trick is you take off the regular grip, and then you put a little tennis grip on there, give you a little more cushion.
I like that. I like that. I had my bat set like that in high school, and some jerk, big first baseman, come over and ripped it off and put the athletic tape on it. I've never been so mad.
We would have had a problem.
I've never been so mad at that tennis tape. That's a secret, folks. The tennis tape, not the baseball tape.
Nah, we would have had a problem.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, you know how feeling in the air in your hands. The most famous at bat in the history, and even a home run. It's not a pitch. It's not anything. It's one time you stepped into the batter's box, and you didn't have anything in your hands but your muscles. And
I can't talk about that unless Coach Reynolds is in here.
Yeah.
I'll let Coach Reynolds tell you about that.
Milton can tell you from the press box what happened. What'd you see, Milton?
What did I see? Yeah.
What'd you see that night?
Yeah, we won't go there. But I think the fans all know. Well, speaking of pitching and so forth and batting, pitching. If you come out to the ballpark tonight, you're going to get to see Ralph throw one more pitch. Ralph, tell us about the first pitch tonight at Fraley Field. They're honoring the late great Bill Abernathy, and you're going to be there for the first pitch tonight.
Yes, no, it's going to be great. I always said I had 1 inning left. So,
you got one pitch left.
So we'll see.
We'll need one pitch from you.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, it was good. I always set out as a kid. I wanted to play for 10 years, and I never wanted to get pushed out. Never wanted to get cut. Never wanted to get released. Never wanted to get hurt. Injury-wise, and just get pushed out of the game. So it was great to, after I had a lot of success with the Braves, a lot of success, and a lot of great teammates, a lot of coaches, a lot of great mentors. And then when I made the jump to independent ball, was going through a few contract disputes, and I wanted a 3-year deal, and they wanted to give me 1. So I said, well, I'll go to this independent team and play, and then they'll give me the contract that I want after. And, they offered, but it's funny how things really, the longer you play, it turns into that business. And, you pray about certain things and that, and I never got championships in pro ball except with my independent team. We won the championship 3 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And I got the MVP of the league twice and all that fun stuff. So we went back to back to back, and I could give it 95%, but I couldn't give it 100. Mm-hmm. So I knew that was the time when it was time for me to kind of walk away. And is it hard? Yeah, it's still hard. The baseball bag's still locked up in the closet, and no one in the family is able to touch it.
Now, I was going to ask, and like we said, we thought you're such a good hitter, and a lot of people would like to see you hit. What all thoughts have you put in? Have you put any thoughts into at some point maybe I could have switched to hitting or tried it out? I know you won home run derby, didn't you? At Myrtle Beach as a closing pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Tell a little bit about
it was
hitting in
college, hitting
DH a little bit too, right?
I still have even in pro ball, I hit 300. It was good. Just speed up those hands a little bit. You're good to go. But could I do it? Yeah, I could do it. It's just like those things. If you work on things and you concentrate on things, you can figure it out. Like say you have, if you work on things, you can figure it out. I have the confidence. Everything worked out for a reason to get me to this point. And it's just been great. So now it's my purpose and my job to share as much as I can, because I always say I try to create an exceptional experience for at least one person a day,
right? And
then that carries on, to one. I do that 365 days. I affect 365 lives, and those things. So it's a bigger purpose, and the Lord was in control of everything, and yes, I can't complain about anything.
Now, where you are with that, talk a little bit about that. Now, right now, like we talked a little earlier at the start of the show, if you just joined us, athletic trainer now, up for National Trainer of the Year. You were in, was it Men's Health? Is that
yeah.
Which one was it? I want to make sure I get it right.
Oh, yeah.
Men's Health. You check him out. But talk a little bit about what you do now. You're training.
Okay.
You can follow you online on your website.
Yes,
you can follow you on Facebook. Folks, if you want to work out, get motivated every day, man, this is the band to follow online.
Yes, no, it worked out great. I'm the director of.
Andre said, look at it. That's why I was wondering, well, maybe your pitching aren't right there no more, but, you are a little bit bigger than what you used to be when you hit. Maybe you might want to step back in that cage and give it a run at the ripe young age of, what are you, 35 now?
36, man, 36.
Now. So, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I told Andre it's the lights you guys have in here. It's all that. But, no, I'm the director of personal training at the Downtown Athletic Club in Amarillo, Texas. I manage the training department, as well as I say I'm in the trenches probably around 30 hours a week. So I train around 30 hours a week, manage a training department of 12 trainers. I have my 2 blogs I put out. Doing things on the national stage now, like the men's health thing and all of that.
What's the name of your website? So
RalphRobertsPersonalTrainer.com.
Okay.
Or you can always go to my Facebook, Ralph Roberts Training, and there. And then I have my weekly show that I do on the news there on ABC7. I am the co-guest host. All those things. So I'm busy, and then managing life as dad and all that fun stuff. So it's good. It really is a blessing. And life after baseball is better than life as a professional athlete because I'm in control of my life.
Right.
It's not the mentality that I do what I want, but, it just feels right. Everything just flows. It's good, and I like it that way.
And now you got family time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got 10-year-old and Bentley, and Bentley's he's a good little athlete. He's going to be my first-round draft pick, so it's good. Maybe he can retire mom and dad a little bit, and then we just had Cameron Roberts. So Cam is 6 months, and gosh, he's a bundle of joy.
If you watch it, you can probably see the glow on his face.
Yeah,
he's
a bundle of joy, and I guess that's what happens when you find a 2-time All-American volleyball player that's going to put up with everything that you deal with, and
so who's the better athlete?
It's I think we know the answer. She's not here.
I was about to say
she's not here because
better give a shout out and tell her you love her.
Bentley has his state baseball tournament this week, and so they're playing in Lubbock, Texas. So it's good, but
what positions does he play?
He plays third base, pitches, and center field.
All right.
But he's a great little athlete, and it's awesome. But life as now, it's good, and I would have never thought that things would be on this national stage and everything now. As I'm 2.5 years in. Yeah. It's good, and got a great
might see you
great
on Jimmy
team.
Fallon someday. Showing him how to do curls, right?
Nah, it's it's good. We've did a few national shows and those things, and presented at fitness competitions and those things, and man, it's great. It's good.
Can you buy your gear? I see the gear online all the time.
Yeah, just go to my website, RalphRobertsPersonalTrainer.com.
It's got a cool logo.
It's good, man.
Under Armour, your sponsor.
Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good.
Andre was asking about. He's trying to get a sponsorship here. If anyone's listening and they want to sponsor Andre, he'll wear your T-shirt to the gym and do some curls for you. So if you're listening, and he'll even take Evan.
Yeah, just look me up on Facebook.
I got it's that Andre that brought up some funny stories. It was one summer, Andre spent a summer with me. Gosh, it might have been was it my sophomore year?
Talking about college, right?
Before I went to Carolina. Yeah. So you were with me every day. We were every day.
Hot Kinston.
In Kinston, North Carolina.
Oh, it was hot.
And then was coming back, and I played summer ball. And I always used to tell everybody that Andre was my bodyguard. So they always get
you're the only player walking around with the bodyguard.
Yeah, so they got a kick out of that, and then he would bring me a Gatorade or something. Just rode the part. It's like, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, man, everything's fine. And then those guys would, because Andre is a little bigger than he was then.
Yes, he is.
And we just worked out every day. We worked out every day, and I remember all the scouts and stuff, and the national cross checker, Howard McCullough, he's like, yeah, now is your bodyguard, he gonna come with you when we sign? It's like, yeah, we have to figure out something for him. So it's good. Am I joking?
You're right. I remember that.
I don't doubt for one bit.
That was awesome.
Clowns would do something like that.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing I got. I got a good memory. I got a lot of good memories.
That was good. We used to have some fun, man.
Now, my biggest question with that, Ralph, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, we put up with Andre every day here from 10 to about 5 o'clock. Okay? And then he gets to go home, and we don't have to put up with it anymore. How in the world could you deal with that longer than the 7 hours a day that we have to deal
That's
with?
because they help create half this problem.
I mean,
I didn't do all this by myself.
The
awesome,
steps
man.
we have to take to do things to
That's
make
awesome.
him happy.
That's awesome.
But I want to thank you for coming in tonight.
problem,
You're
man.
throwing the first pitch
Yes.
tonight at 6:25, folks. We're going live on the field. 6:30, they're doing a pre-ceremony with Bill Abernathy. They're going to honor the
Awesome.
Wizard.
And
ahead.
before you go, Kevin, we do want to mention also, in addition to tonight, Ralph is going to be the speaker, the keynote
Yep.
speaker at the graduation
He was
ceremony.
talking about motivational speaking, folks. So if you're going to graduation tomorrow, he's going to have a little motivation for
It'll
you.
be
You
fun.
got a little preview of that? You got what?
It'd be fun. Just
It'll be
show up.
fun.
I think it's free, right? I think it's free for everybody to show up for the graduation.
believe it is.
Basically, it's this is probably one of the biggest accomplishments in my life. It's my grandfather used to always say it's great to get things outside of your neighborhood and those things, but do they really know the real you? But it's an ultimate sign of respect when you get acknowledged for things in your hometown.
Right.
And my family's still here, and I love coming back, and I have my friends and everything here. So what's a better way to send the 2016 class off to the, I can't say real world, but to their next step, to their
Well,
next
they
step.
better
you
wake
know?
up. It's the real world.
So it's good. No, I'm beyond excited. And when they ask, I was, they ask. It's like, no, I'm there. Just it doesn't matter
Have
what
you-
I'm doing.
have you
I'm
wrote it
there.
down, or are you
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
from the heart? You got notes.
Yeah, I've got some. I've written a speech out, that, and I've had some pretty good public speaking classes at University of North Carolina, and through the Braves and all that fun stuff. So it all works out good.
Well, good deal. Good deal. So tonight, so you'll be throwing out the first pitch.
Uh-huh.
Game starts at 7. Do you know exactly what time your first pitch is thrown, or they just tell you to do it at a
Gosh.
certain time?
I'll say if they're still on the
6:45 or 6:30.
they're still on the same pace from when I played. It is
8 o'clock. First pitch, 8 o'clock.
Game time at 7, first pitch
Yeah.
7:10.
Okay.
so probably after they water the field for the third time
All right.
and those things. So
Well, we'll be going live video online at ktcbroadcasting.com, WCSL1590am.com if you want to check it out. Tell your
Perfect.
friends and family back home in Texas if they want to check you out. See if you still got the old. If you got the heater, you gonna break a curveball off to the poor catcher.
No, it
No
has to be the
curveballs
right
tonight.
time. It has to be the right time. I got one inning. That's it. That's it.
So Ralph's going to throw the first pitch out tonight, and hopefully, we didn't even talk about this. We'll talk about it off air. May join us on the broadcast for an inning to talk to Milton a little
That'd be
baseball
awesome.
for our summer broadcast, if you
That'd
don't
be
mind.
awesome. No, that'd be awesome.
So after that, I'm sure the first inning or two, you got to walk around and shake some hands and kiss some babies and all that other stuff. But when you get done with that, come up to the booth and join Milton and Danny, and you guys talk a little baseball. And,
Love it,
and
love
about, more about your training and stuff. But thank you
Love
for
it.
joining us. It's good
Thank you
seeing
guys,
you.
man.
Thanks for coming to town, and good talking about the old times
Oh yeah.
in the neighborhood and Little League baseball. I'm sure you don't get to talk about that much in Amarillo, do you?
Nah.
Milton, you got anything else to go before we go? 7 o'clock game time, 6:25 airtime online. Radio picks up at 6:45, right? We will.
We'll try to do whatever you want us
We
to
might
do.
do it all.
We'll-
6:25 video, 6:45 radio time. Join us online, see Ralph's first pitch and the Bill Abernathy ceremony live online. KTC Broadcasting, of course. All of our video goes on YouTube.com/WhatsUpShopper. All right, Ralph, you got anything else to say before we
That's
get out here?
good. Thank you guys for
Chat.
having me, man. It's good to be home. Good to be home. So now I'm gonna go and try to get my mind right and get a good workout in. So it's good.
Are a lot of burgers still
I was
on?
about to say.
I'll
now-
be there.
now,
I'll be there.
I was about to say. Now
I'll be there.
I know nutrition is the number one thing in getting fit and healthy. I know you talk about that all the time. Now, where on your 30-day calendar does the Lottaburger fit
See,
in?
the
on
thing
your
is,
fit- on
you
your
guys
fitness?
say Lottaburger, but when I go, I'm getting a double.
Oh,
I'm getting a double. So that's a must stop today.
Okay.
It's good. So
Double plank.
yeah, I'll go get a good little workout in and call Mom and see if she
I
wants
thought you were
some
going
lunch.
to say, y'all say Lauderburger, I say protein. I mean, I thought you were going to go with that while on vacation.
I'll definitely have one
now
of
make
those.
sure you film yourself eating this Lauderburger today and put on your website to show all your fitness, all your fans. This is what you do when you go back home.
I'll send somebody else in there. I'll eat it at home. That's good.
All right, Ralph. Well, thanks for coming back.
Thank you guys,
coming
man.
back on the show this morning on Community Spotlight here on WCSL.
All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoyed it. And we'll look forward to seeing Ralph again tonight. First pitch at the baseball game tonight. We'll get him on our broadcast some as well tonight. Cherry will take it on Gastonia at home. And then, of course, at the high school commencement ceremonies in the morning, Ralph, the speaker tomorrow. Ralph Roberts, what a great career, great time we had covering those games and watching all those teams. That's going to wrap it up for the Community Profile today, and we thank you for tuning in. Please join us again next time.